African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 2nd of May, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces improved the situation along the forward edge. They inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the mechanized, Ranger, airborne assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, and the Special Forces Detachment Khimera of the GUR in the areas of the settlements of Varachino, Sadki, Kropovshchina, Besilovka, Novonikolivka, and Yunakovka in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, units of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Okhrimovka, Ogortsovo, Yunakovka, and Volchansk in the Kharkiv region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 180 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, 6 cars, 4 field artillery guns, and a launcher of the RAK-SA-12 multiple launch rocket system of Croatian manufacture. Units of the West Group of Forces took up more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated formations of 2 mechanized, airmobile, assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Petrovka, Kupiansk, Gorkovatka, Nizhny Solnoy, Volchanskoy, Pudnikovo, Petropavlovka, Sobolevka, Peskanoy, and Borovskaya Andreevka in the Kharkiv region. That the Ukrainian armed forces lost over 220 servicemen, a tank, 12 vehicles, and a Western-made artillery piece. An electronic warfare station and 4 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, assault, mountain assault, and airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Seversk, Zvanovka, Serebryanka, Sherbanovka, Chesavyar, Pretikino, Konstantinovka, Verkhnikomenskoy, and Petrovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 160 servicemen, a pickup truck, 4 field artillery pieces, and an ammunition depot. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their position along the forward edge. They defeated the formations of the Mechanized, Mountain Assault, Airborne Assault Brigades, Unmanned Systems Brigade, Assault Regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Marine Infantry Brigade, and National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Udaknoy, Novosergivka, Petrovskoy, Novokranka, and Daknoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian armed formations amounted to 500 servicemen, an armored vehicle HMMWV, and an armored vehicle Max Pro made in the USA, as well as 11 pickups. Units of the East Force Group continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defenses. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a Marine Brigade, and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Zelenoy Pol, Shevchenko, Voskresenka, Chervona Zerka of the Donetsk People's Republic, Novodorovka, and Levitnoy of the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 215 servicemen, 6 vehicles, 2 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of a mechanized, mountain assault brigade and 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Kamenskoy, Molotov-Machka of the Zaporizhia region, Antonovka, Pridniprovsko, Zoloteya Baka of the Kherson region, Nikopol of the Dnipropetrovsk region, and the city of Nikoliv. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 90 servicemen, a US-made HMMWV armored vehicle, 7 vehicles, and a field artillery gun. 9 electronic warfare stations, 2 ammunition depots, and 2 military technical property depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groupings damaged the Ukrainian armed forces command and control system, production workshops, assembly sites, storage, and command and control points for strike unmanned aerial vehicles, ammunition depots, and military technical property depots, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed forces formations in 148 districts. Air defense systems shot down 3 UK-made Storm Shadow air-launched cruise missiles, 5 JDAM guided air bombs, and 3 US-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets, as well as 173 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the start of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 663 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 66,477 unmanned aerial vehicles, 612 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,101 tanks and other combat armored vehicles, 1,573 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 26,812 field artillery guns and mortars, 37,524 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.